Hello, everybody. Scott Golden here, Golden Opportunities Coaching. Welcome to those of you who are new. Welcome back to those of you seasoned veterans of what we do around here. What we do around here is we bring about conversations of a variety of topics: social, psychological, coaching, and all points in between. And we try to do that as often as we can. We're almost to the 500 audio mark, which is a marker. We've got over 500 subscribers. We'd love to double that. Can you help us by sending this out on social media and to your friends and people that you care about? If you're looking to kind of balance out your thoughts, your energy, and the way you behave, maybe make some behavior modifications and or look at life from a different level subconsciously, I can help with that. Please feel free to reach out at PO Perception on Twitter or at the About Me section of this YouTube page. My website is there, and you can go there and find out more information on working together, all that good stuff. But this particular audio, we're going to discuss ADHD coping mechanisms. You know, ADHD is one of those really interesting things where when you are a person who has a diagnosis, and I'm so against the diagnostic model of being. Now, don't misunderstand. That doesn't mean don't go to a doctor. What it means is go to a doctor with the knowledge that they're human too. They're going to know things you don't know, but they're not the definition of your identity. And so if something works for you in what they're saying, then take it in, make modifications appropriately, and then ultimately, go and live your life. If it doesn't work for you, get a second, get a third opinion, find a way to make your life work for you and move and step forward. But ADHD is a very interesting phenomenon. There's lots of reasons that people believe it exists. There's lots of potential causes and all those interesting things. But there's a lot of debate. But there's things you can do. And ultimately, we're going to talk about 6 or 7 of those to deal with adult ADHD, or even in teenagers, actually at any age except really young children, because obviously their brains are still formulating, and so it's harder or more challenging for them to regulate emotions and to regulate kind of the hormones and all the interesting biological things that are going on as it relates to that. The first is if you have that situation going on, like an ADD, ADHD type situation, please get help. Now, that could be a doctor, that could be a shaman, that could be a psychologist, that could be a psychiatrist, that could be a coach, that could be an accountability partner, or preferably a little bit of each of the above, and find a way to use the benefit of professional knowledge to gain insight into how you want to modify your life and steps that allow you to do it. Look, trying to beat a chemical disease or a physical biochemical reaction on your own without knowledge of somebody who understands the science of it, ultimately, man, that can make things super, super difficult. And the more people you have on your team, the better you can come out ahead, the better you can, you know, the better you can modify your behavior to reach the goals that you have, the dreams that matter to you. And ultimately, that's super, super important. The next thing is relax with yourself. What I mean with that is, look, you have a condition. It will create challenges, yes, but it's not the definition of your identity. And most importantly, you can learn to cope with it in a manner which allows you to have good days and bad days and neutral days and periods of time when you make progress fighting against it, and periods of time when you just get goofy and maybe have a regressive day here and there. So the more that you begin to understand how you need to get to a meaningful place in your own life and how you can get to where you need to be, you have to understand that you are a person who need to get to a place where you understand yourself, but you're also kind to yourself in the process. Next is believe in change. Look, if you let something become the definition of your identity, if you allow something to own you and you lose yourself to it, you might as well quit while you're ahead. This goes for psychological challenges. This goes for physical challenges. This goes for emotional challenges. This goes for almost every area of life. If you let something become the definition of your identity, you've already lost. And Henry Ford, I believe it was Henry Ford, or something, yeah, said, what you believe becomes. So if you believe you can't, you won't. If you believe you can, you will. Progress is the most important thing in the process of all of this. That means ultimately you can change your life one step at a time, one day at a time, and ultimately making that decision to kind of look at yourself objectively and go, here's where I was, here's where I'm getting to. Nothing's perfect with my ADD, ADHD, and so it's important to give yourself permission to see the changes, however small and consistent they may be, or however large they may be. You may have a mental breakthrough and like, aha, everything fits together now, and that can be valuable too. But just see the change. The next is find a support system. This can be friends, family, religious institutions, um, medical professionals, emotional health professionals. Find a support system that holds you accountable. So, if you have goals, one of the things about having goals when dealing with an illness of any sort, really, actually, when dealing with any larger part of your life, is letting it be known that your goals exist so that other people can hold you accountable and ask you how you're doing. So obviously when you hit a goal, you're going to want to celebrate that. When you're falling short, you're going to want someone to hold you accountable. But the only way to do both of those things is to have the support system in place. The wider the support system, the better off you are. That way if one person is available, you got five more to lift you up when you need it. But that building of that support system will enable you to do the next thing on the list, which is find balance. Find a routine that works for you. It may be eating certain things every day. You may find that you need to change your diet and avoid certain substances, caffeine, or maybe you have issues with the meat or certain foods, whatever it is. You may need to modify your sleep schedule. You may need to modify your amount of exercise you get. But the point is, find a routine that works for you and find balance. Accept that you're going to have moments where you don't feel as in control of your condition as you want, but also find a way to harness that um, ability to get into repetition and routine for your advantage. The last thing is channel your energy into your passion. So look, the more passionate you are about something, the easier it is to focus on it, even for people that have focus-related challenges. And so, if you don't have a passion, find one. If you have a passion, indulge in it as often as you can, as long as it's not self-destructive, and find ways to use your life to work to your advantage. Hopefully, this is helpful. I encourage you to keep your feet on the ground, your mind in the moment, and in the minute. Until next time, everybody.